This next correct topic is going to lead us into chapter 4, which is linear regression for statistics. Descartes actually discovered the Cartesian coordinates when he was sick in bed in 1637, looking up at his ceiling that had tiles. And he was watching this fly around from one place to the other, and he realized that at any point in time, he could say where the fly is based on the tiles, like 2 to the right, 1 down, or whatever it may be. And so that's actually where our XY coordinate system came from. So a couple of things I want to make note, guys, is that when we are at 0, 0, this is called the origin. Okay, so the origin is 0, 0. The y-axis is the vertical up and down. The x-axis is the horizontal left and right. So at the origin, you have not moved left or right any. And then the positive direction is always right and up. Okay, so that's why they call that quadrant 1. It's because of where everything's positive. So you'll notice quadrant 1, they use Roman numerals. And then kind of against what you would think, they go counterclockwise. So this is quadrant 2, 3, and 4. Just kind of keep note, when you're in quadrant 1, both of your x and y's are both positive. When you go to quadrant 2, your x is negative, but your y is positive. When you go to quadrant 3, both are negative. Look like a little face there, doesn't it? And then last but not least, this is positive, but then your y is negative. Ordered pairs always have a comma in parentheses. I know that's something that my math lab will be picky about. Some of us put commas, but we might forget our parentheses around our ordered pairs. My math lab's looking for all of it. All right? So just real quickly, guys, my notes are really basically you doing it and you telling me the answer because you don't really need me telling you. On number 1, they're going to give you the coordinates, and then you have to say what letter it corresponds to. And then on number 2, they give us the letter, and we have to say the coordinates. So they're just making sure we can go both ways. So what letter coordinates to 2, 2? L. Does everybody see that? So we go over 2, up 2. On part B, what coordinates to -6, positive 2? D. Because you go over to the left 6, and then you go up 2. C, what coordinates to 1, -4? K, you go over 1, you go down 4. 0, -6 is a y-intercept. That's something we're going to talk about where you haven't left the y-axis. And so it's where we cross the y-axis. So at 0, -6, we're at F down there. Do you guys see that? And then last but not least, E, -4, -2 puts us where? I heard it. I was going to say it loud. -4, -2 is J. All right, so X always left, right, and then your Y up and down. All right, so then they just kind of have us do the reverse. Number 2, they have us given the letter, and we have to say the coordinates. So on B, the hardest part, guys, is usually just finding the letter. So B is right here. We are at 5, 5. On part B, they want us to find letter G. Notice he's down here in quadrant 4. So he's at 6. What is that? -3. C is letter E. I don't see E anywhere. Where's E, guys? Oh, there he is. Okay, thank you. -6, -5. He's down here. N is right here. He's at -2, positive 3. And then H is right here on the x-axis. This would be considered the x-intercept where we cross the x-axis. He's at 4 and his y value is 0. Is that all right, guys? And then part 3, guys, is just making sure we know what quadrants everything's in. So real quickly, I'm just going to label this as 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just labeling my quadrants. That way when I go and find that corresponding letter, I can just say what quadrant it's in. So C is where? Right here. So he's in quadrant 2. J is right here. So he's in quadrant 3. L is right here. So he's in quadrant 1. And then M is right here. He's in quadrant 2 again. And then K is right here. He's in quadrant 4. All right, so that's all I'm going to use for notes. I'm not going to worry about these because it's just getting redundant plotting points, which we can do. So I'm going to go ahead and give you your guys' worksheet.